Right, now these are movies that we're going to be seeing in cinemas in the distant future and not so distant future. I mean, Tintin, I believe that's unreleased right now. That's Spielberg and Peter Jackson. Awesomeness in performance capture. The original boy journalist from Belgium. I'd go see it anyway. It's meant to be awesome. Awesomeness. Moneyball's next. Brad Pitt in a classic kind of like baseball underdog, I'm assuming, win overall, that sort of movie. If you're really into Brad Pitt, I'd go see it, but I'm really not, so I'm not going to, basically. Rum Diaries, a bit of the same. If you're really into Johnny Depp, go see it, because he read this book, loved it, and made it happen. He's starring in it, he's probably producing. I'm surprised he's not directing it as well, but it's a bit of a Johnny Depp homage to Johnny Depp and his love of this book. So moving on, we have Straw Dogs, a remake of the Dustin Hoffman movie of the same name. Google it if you want to find out what it's about, because I wasn't quite sure. I just saw the advert for it in the cinema. This time it has Alexander Skarsgård. I can't say his name, but it's the Viking from True Blood, and he's absolutely gorgeous. He's all blonde and tall, but he's actually quite a good actor as well. Who'd have thunk it? It also has James Marsden and Kate Bosworth as the central couple, or at least that's what it looked like. Definitely Google it if you really want to find out. That's going to be out soon. Human Centipede 2, the full sequence. Do not see this. Just don't. No. Don't see this. I swear. Google it for sure if you really want to find out. But otherwise, avoid it at all costs. The first one was just no. It was disturbing. Just, no, don't see this. So, moving on swiftly to lighter things, there's going to be a Christmas movie, obviously, coming out at Christmas, inevitably, called Arthur Christmas. It's a cartoon. Probably going to become like a Christmas classic. Just see it anyway. It's going to be funny, probably, and a bit of a light funness there. Next we have 50-50, Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Seth Rogen in a good-feeling cancer movie. I know it's a bit of a oxymoron, but I really think it is, because Seth Rogen's just funny. And Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who is in Inception, and he's the boy from Third Rock from the Sun, he's really quite good as well. So I'm going to go see that anyway. It's a fun title as well, 50-50, keeps you guessing. Machine Gun Preacher, again, I think that is also out on, limited release. It's Gerald Butler. He's a machine gun preacher. It's a really obvious title. The Americans are just not particularly inventive with their names. Oh my god, we have the Avengers coming out. Gonna be amazing, for sure. It has, the Hulk, Iron Man, Captain America, Thor. It's the climax of all these different Marvel movies that you've been having to experience over the last year. I mean, we had Thor, which was a piece of awfulness. Iron Man, that's funny, that's just Robert Downey Jr. Talking of Robert Downey Jr., Sherlock Holmes, obviously being pushed into a second movie. What a surprise. Guy Ritchie directing again, and the new possible love interest, I believe, is the original actress who played the girl with the dragon tattoo from the Swedish version. Yeah. Obviously, I say the original because they're remaking it, obviously, as Hollywood always does, because they can't deal with subtitles. This time they're making it with Rooney Mara, the girl from The Social Network, as the girl with the dragon tattoo, and Daniel Craig, aka James Bond, as the journalist, whose name I also can't pronounce. But I'm looking forward to that because the trailer is absolutely mind-blowing. The Lone Ranger, on other subjects, is back on after a budget cut, worrying production. I believe that was meant to have Johnny Depp on it, probably, I think. Quentin Tarantino, on a similar subject, he's contributing to the Western genre, which is now becoming popular again, with his own ideas. The villain in that has been changed up from Kevin Costner to Kurt Russell. I think that's pretty cool. Both cool actors, but I'm looking forward to Kurt Russell being in a movie again after a while. He was popular back in the 70s and 80s. He's semi-married to Goldie Hawn, who's Kate Hudson's mother. Google him if you really want to find out. Another Resident Evil is coming out, another one. This is like 10 or something, right? But it has the original director, so hopefully it won't be too bad. Hopefully. I say hopefully. Three Stooges remake is finally coming out. I mean, after like years of having this stellar cast like Jim Carrey, all going to be absolutely hilarious, but it's going to be too expensive. So now they've made it with some relatively unknowns, but I think it's going to be funny. Steve Carell and Jim Carrey are apparently in talks for like a magician's rival comedy. I mean, in England, the guys from Peep Show made a similar plotted movie called Magicians, and I'd see that before this. Not if you're going to see this, but just in general, because that is really quite funny, and it's not too much like the Peep Show, because I'm not a fan of the Peep Show, but they are funny. So that's a new movie that could be happening, we're not quite sure yet. Pixar are finally using real people in a Princess of Mars adaptation. It's a sci-fi, the book is at least, and they've renamed it John Carter to make it less of a sci-fi sounding movie, I assume. But I want to see that because I really love the book, so see the movie anyway. Judd Apatow is making a spin-off of Knocked Up, which he also directed, called This Is 40. I mean, Judd Apatow did like the 40-Year-Old Virgin, Knocked Up, all those kind of like really gross comedies that are hilarious. And so I think it's just going to be funny. It's going to be one of... Oh, he also did Anchorman, which is like his best. It's hilarious. Yeah, moving on, we have Rambo 5, could be closer than you think. Another Rambo movie to add to the many. So that should be fun. I say with sarcasm. Adam Sandler is going to be dragging up in a Jack and Jill modern interpretation, playing both siblings because he doesn't have enough money already. He's decided to play both. Michelle Williams is going to be playing the original blonde bombshell in a semi-biopic. It's called A Week with Marilyn, I believe, and so it's not obviously her entire life, but it has her in it. Michelle Williams, as in Blue Valentine from last year's Oscars, and she's also the mother of Heath Ledger's baby, who's lovely. So that's about all this happening that I find interesting, at least. I'm sure there's much more, but that's what I find interesting. Well, that's about it.